Like, I don't want to sleep with a lot of different girls. I only want to sleep with the girl that I'm in a relationship with. You got to try anyway. The classic opener, you're cute, but you look like trouble. Teasing about something about her.
Well, you can ask her where she's from, but then like you can make a joke out of it. Or like you said, just automatically like pick a random place and then make a joke out of it. Or like a flirty joke.
Yeah, called how to go from friendly to flirty.
But you're going to change it?
As a man. Well, I mean, potentially I've got a name for the episode itself when it goes on YouTube and whatnot. But for now, the topic is how men can take a date from friendly to flirty.
Yeah.
And the reason for this topic is because I'm not going to name names, but I mean, it's been more than one guy, but there's definitely a guy that I'm coaching right now that went on 7 dates with the girl and he has touched her shoulder.
And that's it.
Right. And he's not sure where he stands. He wants to ask her if she wants to be in a serious relationship with him, which I've obviously advised him not to do, right? Because you should know. Just like it's kind of the same thing where it just amazes me when guys don't know if the girl that they're going to propose to is going to say yes. It's like,
see, I feel like that doesn't even really happen in my mind, but I know that it does. But
it happens.
I guess I'm just like,
I've talked to guys.
No, I'm not saying I know that it does, but there's a part of me that it's like you said, like, how do you not know what she's going to say?
And the same thing, but this is kind of the smaller version of it is like, because the question is like, how do you not know if the girl is attracted to you? Right. And so in this episode, we're going to make it so you're going to know. You're going to know.
You're going to solve all your problems.
You're going to know quickly. You're going to know on the first date, probably. Maybe the second date, but definitely.
He's confident.
Yeah, that's it. Right. So where to begin on this?
I mean, I guess it's like, okay, because I would think first date that you should at least be introducing some amount of flirt.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be full blown. So how do you start that on the first date? Or do you think it should be full blown? Because like, I think you should at least go for a kiss, but you're probably going to say go for the home run if you can, but
it depends. It depends on what your goal is. We've talked about this before, right? If you're looking to just score, then whatever. Like then
this is a relationship podcast. So let's say you're dating for something serious.
Well, it also depends on what kind of guy that you are, because as I told the aforementioned guy that I was coaching, because he was like, I don't want to sleep with a lot of different girls. I only want to sleep with the girl that I'm in a relationship with. And I said, that's great.
That's admirable.
I was like, there's nothing wrong with that at all, whether it's religious reason or whatever reason, but you got to try anyway. And he was like, what? And I was like, no,
or
understand
at least
me.
Put the moves on where it seems like it.
I was like, you could get her all the way up to your bedroom and she's ready to take our clothes off. And then you're like, oh, wow, it's late, or this is moving too fast, or like, you don't have to go through with it. But, and again, you don't even have to take it to that level. I'm just being ridiculous, like I like to be, to make an extreme point, which is that in her mind, you got to be going for it.
Yeah.
Right. And that will lead into that, but that's what actually creates chemistry in my opinion. But before we even get into that, I think the big question and the $1 million question that everybody came here for, right, is what is flirting? How does one flirt? Did we not do an episode on this already? It's such a difficult, I think I've boiled it down finally, but for so long, I get emails, how do you flirt? What is flirting? Can you make a video on exactly what it is and how to do it? Because
what's your definition? I'm going to think of a definition since you've thought about this.
Well, flirting, like the definition or how to do it. Okay, yeah, let's start with the definition. Loosely, the definition of flirting, right, is playful sexuality.
Okay.
That's it, right? So there has to be a playful element and there has to be a sexual element.
Playful's good, because I would say like joking, but I think it is more playful.
Yeah. And you could almost add to that definition, there has to be some ambiguity as well, right?
Right. Some mystery, like not laying all your cards out. Like, I want to have sex with you. Like, that's not flirting. Right. It has to be like, even if that's like your meaning, like what you want to say, the flirty version is not outright saying that, but finding a clever, like you said, playful way to infer that also isn't very like direct.
Right.
Like, so it keeps the conversation can keep going. Like, and it's not like now you've shell shocked somebody.
It's like my classic dating for guys when I'm coaching them on what do you message on a dating app. The classic opener that any guy can use. Maybe not now since this podcast is seen by millions of people, but
millions of people.
I'm just manifesting this.
There you go. I like it.
Is you're cute, but you look like trouble.
Yeah, that one's way overdone because you used to put that in your other videos too.
But it is flirt because you're cute, right? As a sexual, or you could say romantic, but sexual, that's the same thing. But you look like trouble creates the ambiguity and it's playful, right? So it's like, because it's like, well, what does he mean by that? If I look like trouble, does that mean that he's not interested? Does it mean that is that really sexual? Is it, what does it mean? Right. So it creates the ambiguity, which creates the flirt because it has to engage.
That's been like your go-to line. One, because you didn't use it on me. And two, because I used it on you in a weird way.
In a weird way. You did.
Your face looks nice, but your profile's douchey.
You did. Oh.
And it worked.
You just blew my mind.
Here we are.
You just used my... Yes. But
I used it in a different way. Girl game. I'll be writing a book.
That is literally, you're cute, but you look like trouble.
I know.
That is oh my God.
Your face looks nice, but your profile's douchey.
That is, you're cute, but you look like trouble. That is exactly you. Damn.
And it was the truth. You look nice,
trapped
but
by my
your
own
profile was. That's right. Maybe that's why you got here.
That's like setting out the mouse trap and stepping on it.
When you were explaining it, I was like, that's basically. So
you
what
agree
I did
then? You agree what flirting is because you did it. I
have never been I've never denied being a flirty person.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, and I think you've described it really well. And I think that's also why we get along is because we're both the same,
but it needs those three elements essentially, right? It's got to have sexuality. That's all right. I still love it. I'm still attracted to you. You could just make that flirt just do it like this next time. Just dribble it out.
I'll just pour it on myself.
Yeah, just let it dribble out of your.
I don't think that would be flirty.
It could be,
I don't think I could pull that off. Okay.
All right.
Back to business.
So it has to have those three elements. It has to have some sexuality or romance to it so that it seems like this is a comment that's like, I'm attracted to you. It has to be fun because it can't be like...
with a little...
Yeah. And it has to have some element of mystery in it so that it is ambiguous to some degree. So it's not an outright, this person's definitely hitting on me. It has to be, I think they're hitting on me. I mean...
Or they might hate me or they might like me.
Yeah. And so... How does one flirt? How does a guy flirt? Two main things that I give guys, right? Number one is teasing. So tease her, right?
Okay.
Figure out something. Because, for example, I was reading a boring text and it was like, where are you from? And I was like, don't ask the girl where she's from. Tell her, say, I bet you're from South Africa. Okay. Because
why?
Because that's where you're going to get into the flirt part of it, right? Because you look like this or whatever, now you can get into something that's actually something about.
No, you should have said Australia.
Because of something about Down Under?
Yeah.
I don't know but Down Under has to be in there. So I guess.
Yeah.
Dribble some milk out of here. I'm gonna be like,
you're from Down Under.
But yeah, so teasing about something about her, or
like you do with me being from the country.
Yeah, something like that, right? It's like
Yeah. Well, you can ask her where she's from, but then you can make a joke out of it, or like you said, just automatically pick a random place and then make a joke out of it, or like a flirty joke.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of like because if she says, because normally if you were to ask, or you just say, okay, you must be from Nigeria or whatever. So actually, No, that's a bad joke because it's like that's like it's like there's the one where a guy's like, I must be from Nigeria or I'm half whatever. I don't know. That one is about the size of the so. But so don't tell her,
don't
tell a girl that. Yeah, it's
like make it a little go with the down under.
Yeah, go with the down under, go with Australia, but she's gonna ask why. And that's where the flirty part is gonna come in, because now you're gonna tease her about it, right? It's like, oh, well, because you've got those Irish eyes, or it's like, but because you're cute, but your accent it's just so, whatever it is, like something that is going to create some kind of indication that you may have some kind of interest, right? But also has the ambiguity, because you've kind of insulted her a little bit. That's what the tease is. A tease is something that is a little bit of an insult, but it's playful, and it also has a compliment part to it as well, right? So,
well, I think like paying attention to detail is the part that makes people feel interested, because if we've always told people too, especially with the dating apps, like actually read somebody's profile and say something about something on there, because that shows somebody that you cared enough to read their profile thoroughly enough to reverberate something back to them. So if you're using a trait about them to make a flirty, playful, like joke or compliment or whatever, then they feel like you still care enough about them that you paid attention to that detail, but you're throwing the little playfulness in there with, whatever punny little thing that you're going to add on to that.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can, but basically, like, teasing is one kind of foolproof method for guys that are.
But don't go too far, because that's the thing too. Is like, don't be too like harsh with it. Yeah. Because that is, again, it's a fine line.
Yeah.
So you have to find the appropriate, playfulness.